The novel coronavirus pandemic has had a desperate impact on students with disabilities who experienced a greater loss of instructional time alongside an increase in traumatic experiences, according to a new report from the Civil Rights Project. In fact, the disparities during the pandemic have been exacerbated by pre-COVID-19 inequalities, particularly for students of color who qualify for special education services under the Individuals with Disabilities Education Act, and those students with disabilities who qualify for over 504 services, the 121-page report said. As students recover from the pandemic, they should put the needs of students with disabilities in the forefront with support for more federal funding and rigorous federal civil rights enforcement, the report recommends. Daniel Lowson, co-author of the report and director of Center for the Civil Rights Remedies Initiative at the Civil Rights Project, said the report's author data used from the U.S. Department of Education's as well as the Center's previous research to emphasize the urgent need for race-conscious resource remedies, particularly in ways that support students with disabilities. Pre-pandemic data regarding discipline disparities that result in lack of instructional time. For example, students without disabilities lost 19 days per 100 students enrolled due to out-of-school suspensions, while students who qualify for IDEA, which is a support service, lost 41 days per 100 students enrolled. Under-identification of students with disabilities who don't qualify for services but have a disability limits one or more major life activities. Students in this category often include those with ADHD, depression, anxiety, and others who may need mental or behavioral health services on a regular basis. Districts must provide individualized supports to these students. However, the report's research shows that of districts with at least 1,000 enrolled students, which represents 300 districts serving 1 million students, not one student was identified for 504 only services. This report recommends federal funding be expanded and used for the hiring of school staff such as counselors, social workers, and psychologists who can help address students' needs. Additionally, incentives should be provided for state funding support students experiencing trauma and mental health crises. This report also recommends reinstating school discipline guidance that encourages non-discriminatory practices as well as increased federal civil rights enforcement and capacity to promote substantive change when responding to systemic discrimination.